Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, and on the right is going to be Necrofin Mrgles. This is going to be a Division B West matchup, as we do have a Joanna Kael'thas ban on the right and a Lunara Deathwing ban on the right-hand side. I think I said right-hand side twice, but either way, let's find out what happened with the map bans, because that's a little bit more important than saying what actually ban came through on what side. Home team this evening is going to be the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. They have won the coin flip, something Kimo Tripson does not know of. They opted for map pick priority for game number 1, giving first pick priority over to the opposing side. Towers of Doom and Alterac Pass were banned up by the members of Necrofin Mrgles, as Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout were banned up by the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Tomb the Spider Queen will be the map choice by them. We'll go ahead and get back into our draft and see what's going to be happening here, as we already have an Arthas Blaze on the left-hand side with an Ariel ETC Gul'dan coming out from the Necrofin Mrgles. I gotta say, the wave clear and the setup thus far from the Necrofin Mrgles is really, really powerful. Arthas Blaze on the left-hand side, not too bad either, but it's a little early, in my opinion, to be grabbing those, because that's kind of signifying, like, all right, we have these two. I would expect them to either ban out a Leoric here or a Malthael, because the Soul Lane hasn't been picked up and they've already shown that it's Blaze, and Leoric is really strong into both of those. Also, Monkus, Norin, how are all of you doing? KPB, good to see. Like, thank you all for jumping in here. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Low-hanging fruit. Oh, how's it going? Butta. They let Ariel through and the first team banned Deathwing? Yep. Our buddy and our pal and our great Bahamut. What's happening? What is happening? What are these bans? I don't know. Your other right? Exactly. Your other right. It's right 1 and right 2. Malthael was banned out, as I was noting beforehand, would have been strong into the Blaze Arthas. They're going to go ahead and grab a Jaina Tyrande. There was a Stukov ban as well into all of this. So I like this so far coming out from the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. They're going to need some extra damage on top of all of that within the rotations, but a Sergeant Hammer to come out here, that is insanely that's so much zone potential. And then there's the Leoric, as I was talking about before. They banned out the Malthael, so they're okay with the Leoric because they had to get one of those. Last pick coming out from the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Jaina here. Raynor actually wouldn't be a bad idea, because Raynor gets value from Arthas, Blaze, Jaina, and Tyrande. He's not banned out. This is 100% a Raynor in my opinion.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Okay. Kerrigan to be picked up. This is one of the few maps where she does get value as well. Harrison with the Blaze Arthas is pretty good. Jaina has some burst on top of it. I was thinking that they need a little extra sustained damage in some of these fights, but I wonder if the Kerrigan might be another way for them to also maneuver and push around the Sergeant Hammer. I'm sorry, I chugged way too much water, and so I had all the burps right there. But I don't know, they have so much zone potential on the opposing side. Like Ariel with Detainment Strike, ETC with Face Melt. Sergeant Hammer themselves has the Blast Wave. You've got Gul'dan doesn't have any sort of control, but he does have tools to zone back the enemy team. So I gotta say, Necrofin Mrgles, they got a fun draft here. I'm excited about this one as we go ahead and get into game number 1. That's a funny looking 100% Raynor. Yeah. Almost to have to cheer for Necro and leave my boys for the Wolves just because Hammer. I'm excited about the Hammer, I'm not gonna lie. Gotta watch the Hammer, yeah. Necrofin Mrgles by 60 points. Is that what you're saying, Monkus? All right. Okay. Well, I hope you're all ready for this. I can already see chat's already excited about this. Let's go ahead and get into game number 1. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Kimar's going to be on the Kerrigan. I pulled away from it. I was just like, you'll remember. Sailor 12 will be on the Tyrande. We have Sir Noble on the Arthas. Goku going to be on the Jaina, and Krinavas going to be on the Blaze. Immediately going to be having a pause as we start this out right now. Let me go ahead and see what's going to be happening here.
In 10 seconds.
All right, let's go ahead and get back into it.
5, 4, 3.
Apparently toy trains. Anyways, on the right-hand side, we got Necrofin Mrgles. We're going to be seeing Null's going to be on the ETC, and Veclet is going to be on the Gul'dan. Shogun Misa's on the Sergeant Hammer. Ferris? I think it's Ferris. Or Fenris. Fenris is going to be on the Ariel, and we have... can't say their name because it's a little bit blurry for me. It's Matt's gonna be on the Leorc. There we go. We're done with it. Let's go ahead and get into our first talents for our first matchup here in our mid lane. Leorc already gonna be splitting off into the bottom lane. Are you gonna get a clap onto a couple members? Full bar of healing already in them, or a full bar of hope, I guess is a better way to put that one. We're going to be seeing the rotation start out between the top lane to mid lane, between the core four. This is going to be the Sergeant Hammer as well as a few others. Going to be looking to pick up these gems as well as just siege in a little bit as well. Once they can get, if they can get ahead of the enemy team, that means they can actually poke into some of these lanes, but it looks like Sergeant Hammer? No, they're going to be rotating with Sergeant Hammer consistently. Okay. I was wondering if they were going to try and maybe split them into different lanes, but Tirana going to try and find the Lunar Flare onto one, as Shogun is going to just go ahead and just eat all of that blizzard damage, like took 3 waves of blizzard. The other factor too is that is a good way for Jaina to be constantly stacking up that baseline quest. I mean, only 970 right now, but if that Sergeant Hammer's just sitting still, she's able to dump in the damage or poke out with maybe the Ice Lance, maybe get a Cone of Cold or something like that. She's going to be able to burst that up and get that finished out fairly quickly for themselves. Jumping back down to the bottom lane between the Leorc and the Blaze, I just want to see how this is going between these two, as Matt is going to be forcing this wave. Kritovas not playing it too aggressive, just kind of waiting for the wave to crash into them. Meanwhile, over here, Sir Noble's trying to make their way out, as there's some good body blocking coming out from a couple of the members on the right-hand side. Goku and friends are going to be able to mount up and continue their rotations, as Jaina is looking for the the regeneration globes at level 1. As well as Blaze is doing the same thing, but unfortunately Blaze won't be able to rotate between lanes. Luckily, he only needs 15 rather than the 20, as that's a whole lot of damage onto Goku. The Echo Corruption's going to only have 4 stacks. Blaze gets his Jet Propulsion in. Nillis going to be taking quite a bit of damage as Blaze is able to get hit into the wall. Fenris is doing a great job of zoning with this Ariel with the Detainment Strikes. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the game, or earlier in the cast overall, is just being able to be an effective Ariel isn't just about, you know, having the hat on the right person. It's also being able to get some of these skill shots, to be able to land some of these abilities, to be able to generate hope for yourself on top of whoever you currently have the crown or the hat on. Now, we are going to be having Kerrigan splitting off into the bottom lane. I don't think they actually saw the rotation. We currently actually have the vision for the Leorc, so we know that Kerrigan came in through here, not going to be able to scout that out, and she should be able to grab that camp without problem. The big question is if they're going to be able to scout this out and see this on the side of Necrofin Mrgles. Otherwise, yeah, no, I don't think they realize the Kerrigan's out of the rotations, as she's easily going to be able to grab the Siege Giant camp for bottom lane. Shogun's going to have to back off right there as they get a little bit of healing from Fenris. They're going to zone them back once again with the Sergeant Hammer. Now, once she also gets, I would expect at level 7 to be seeing the Hover Siege. Hover Siege mode, I believe is the name of it, to be able to get that movement while mounted up or sieged up, so that way you can still kind of poke and step forward. Now your movement is reduced to, I think, like 40%. It's really, really slow, but it still allows you to have some sort of maneuverability. You can slowly kind of step up and approach the lanes. You don't have to constantly you don't have to constantly siege and unsiege. You can kind of move up and down a little bit. But right now we have Kerrigan and friends just pushing out the lanes. It's just a slow start for Tomb of the Spider Queen right now, as that's a lot of initial damage coming out as they're trying to back out. Shogun's going to be poking out onto this, Krinovas quite a bit, get some healing out from Tyrande, so kind of mitigating what the damage Fenris did into them. But they're going to zone them back, and they're going to hold this over for now, as this is going to be turn-in availability in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx first, but they're not too far behind on the opposing side, not too far off from their own gems. But it looks like this should be Phoenix Rising Onyx with the first turn-in the game. Yeah, they're going to be able to get that right there, as this will be... Leorc tried to get the Wraith Walk in, but it was just a touch too late right there. 40% is right. Thank you so much, Frank. Is he even rocking the good hammer skin? Haven't seen that hammer skin before. It's awesome. It's actually from the last event that we had. It was from the... kind of like the, not, maybe it was a little noir-ish, but it was when you had kind of like everyone, like, I think it was like Junkrat, Sergeant Hammer, Orphea, Whitemane, they all got skins during that. Maybe I might be missing someone on that one. It's actually one of my monitor backgrounds, because it's such a cool event, and the artwork for it was really, really, in my opinion, amazing. We currently have the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx pushing into the top lane. Shogun's going to be getting caught by the Howling Blast. Nice use of the, oh my god. I was going to say, nice use of the Concussion Blast, but that's not going to be enough to save them, as they finally call him Sergeant Hammer. That will also be first blood in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, as they find an ETC on top of all of this, and now they're going to be able to push in through top lane. They're definitely taking down a fort. I don't think they go for the keep front gate. Realistically, I think they make the quick rotation to mid while they have the 2 kills and try and push this up a little bit, maybe take out the front gate. Unfortunately, their wave isn't too pressed up either, so this will be just a couple of regeneration globes. Blaze only one regeneration globe away, as they just finished out the new habits at level 1, which is actually really, really big to be able to finish it out 5 minutes into the game. Junkrat Hammer, yeah. Zell's got it right there. Scarlet Heist, thank you so much, Frank. Thank you. Scarlet Heist was the name of the event. I could not think of it, but yeah, it was really, really cool. But it was a lot of like White Man got like I think it was a flapper skin is basically the way that one's described. As they find an Ariel kill, but Goku and friends are getting very low. Gul'dan able to put a lot of damage into them. Blaze looking for a jet propulsion, doesn't find it onto anyone, and now we kind of reset right here. But it's 3 kills to 0 in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, and we'll go ahead and cycle through some of these other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. Well, we do have this slight lull in the game. We do have turn availability for our Necrofin Mrgles. Unfortunately, a lot of these areas are going to be zoned away. Like, they're going to be just checking this constantly. Like, Sir Noble's got poke, Tyranda's got poke, Blaze has poke, Kerrigan can dive, and she's got poke, I guess. She could use the Impale to be able to... I always doubt myself on this, but I need to look it up because I'm always trying to memorize everything. It is Impaling Blades, not the Impale. Regardless, so she has a poke in a sense. It's a very short range, but this is going to be Red Web Weavers coming out in favor for the members of Necrofin Mrgles, and they end up losing their Gul'dan just as they get the spawn. They're going to chase in further. Blaze not going to be able to find the chase onto that one. Looks like Leoric will be able to Wraith Walk away. 10 Talontier is here in favor for Phoenix Rising Onyx as they find the Kerrigan. A Primal Grasp as the setup from the Howling Blast is going to be good as well. But this is a note in some of these games, you should be zoning these gems away. That was 19, I believe. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe it was like 18 or something. But that was a hefty amount of gems that they just let Leoric walk up and pick up. Zoning those away, that's a significant amount you're denying. That's what? It's 3 per wave, so we're going to caster math this, and it's not going to be right. Hold on. It's like 7 or 8. It's like 7 waves, roughly? A little bit less. It's a little bit less than 7 waves. Maybe it was actually realistically 6 waves. Regardless, caster math aside, that's a lot of... It's a lot you could be denying, and so... When these teams, if they go back and watch this, I hope they do realize like that's something they should be zoning, because they had enough. It wasn't like they needed to run away right there. They definitely had the time to zone and wait for those to despawn. Regardless, my harping aside, let's actually get this bottom lane push. As all of the web weavers have been managed in lanes. Jet propulsion from Kernervast is going to be also popping the new habits, or excuse me, the Pyroblast or the Pyromania. There we go. As the Sindragosa comes out from the Arthas, they actually end up turning around. ETC comes. Wow, that's a gigantic BFG. Matt is trying to get out of here, but ends up getting picked off right there. I'm surprised that they actually weren't able to make it out. It seemed like they had a couple of moments to get away, but they didn't end up turning around completely. And Veclad is going to be able to back out right there. Ariel could resurrect one of these 2 players. That's what you're seeing the glow right there. It's because they're targets that can be resurrected. Fenris is, I think, considering. Death timers are really, really low. So I think, realistically, you hold this. Oh, Leoric. Not gonna get picked off right there, but blue web weavers do descend ETC back into top lane. So I personally think I like the call right there from Fenris. Holding the resurrect was really smart for them. I don't think they could have interrupted this turn-in phase and just letting the members respawn with the low timers that they currently have, and then also saving that for maybe a fight that's gonna be breaking out here is such a better call. But either way. Wait, what? 6 in a third wave. 6 butt, 6 1/3 waves. Exactly. Good old 6 butt. 6 butt in this economy. That's a lost turn in, yeah. Alright, mid lane fort goes down. Mid lane web weaver is the only one up and available as well still. Fun little fact, the little nodes on the side actually dictate which lane it is. So obviously like the little up caret, that's top lane, that's bottom lane, that's mid lane. I know we know is like, you know, top, mid, bottom, we've done this enough, but like that's a little like it's a really cool indicator for like anyone that's new to the game. It's just that slight indication is just like, it's very, at least the way that I look at it, it's very, very clear, and it's a good showcase. Neither team has turn in. Looks like they're going to be rotating down here to go for the siege camp. It makes sense. Because they have the talent tier advantage, so they can play this as aggressive as they want, because it doesn't look like the members of Necrofin Mrgles are going to be looking to step up into this enemy team, especially without their 16 or 13 talent tier. Leoric is just managing top lane. No turn availability for either side, as I previously noted. We're still looking at like 10 waves for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. A little bit less than 10 waves, but they're going to need roughly 10 waves of minions to be able to get another turn in here, and I wouldn't say too far behind on the opposing side, maybe a little bit less, as they're going to be trying to maybe even step this up. They do have that hover siege, as I noted beforehand, so they have that 40% movement speed, but they can move while sieged up, and that's a big factor for a lot of Sergeant Hammers, because that changes a lot. It allows you to reposition, also to maybe like creep up to a keep front gate or a gate itself and kind of, you know, poke at that and whittle it down. Now, they're getting a couple of these gems turned in, so that way they're not running around with 14. Grinabas is just poking out here and there and interrupting it, buying some time. Kerrigan going to be in bottom lane to make sure they're soaking up and also pushing out the Siege Giants. We have the vision right now for our red team, so they knew, I think they saw that Kerrigan was down there, and that's why they're trying to play this, but there was a danger ping just as we went to this vision, so I think that was signifying that they were endangering, like, you know, Kerrigan's coming back at some point. We need to be careful of that. That's a huge BFG coming through. They have a couple members getting caught by that Horfire as well. Moshpit coming out from the ETC, catching onto one. It is going to be interrupted as the Detaining Strike from Fenris is going to be forcing back the Arthas right there. They actually get pushed forward by the Sergeant Hammer that actually allows them to chase up. That's going to be the dive onto one. ETC, the first one to go down. Kerrigan going to get the Primal Grasp as well. Finds the sharpened blades, and they get a kill right there. Excuse me, the sharpened blades. Why do I feel like I'm wrong on that? Impaling blades. I don't know, like impaling blades when I was saying that sounded wrong, but sharpened sounded right. Regardless, turn availability is going to be here for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, but they're going to be going for what we see a lot of Tuna Spider Queen teams do. They're going to go for boss, and then they're going to be going for turn in on top of it. But what they need to be doing here, the most important factors, they need to be cycling members in and out of the boss phase right around here, because of the fact that they need to be slowly turning in as well. Granted, the boss will be moving up the wave, and the Web Weaver will descend up as far up as the enemy wave is. So that means, you know, if the enemy doesn't have a wave, like this wave gets cleared out and the Web Weavers ascend, it'll be the Web Weavers crashing into the keep front gate, and that's you see the channel going in right there. The enemy team, I think, realizes this, and they're just trying to close the experience gap. But unfortunately, in a 10-0 game, Phoenix Rising Onyx has the driver's seat here, or at least is in the driver's seat, and they're going to be trying to, if anything, definitely take down a keep, but maybe even end the game. This is the game-ending mechanic that I've seen a lot of teams go for, where it's boss and Web Weaver turn in together. Here the Web Weaver's descending into lanes, as I noted before. Web Weaver in top lane at least will be descending into top. That's going to, or into the entire push right here. Centrigosa comes out. That's going to be a couple members getting very low. Shadowstalk used by the Toronto. There's an Entomb coming out from the York, but that's more zoning than anything else. Sergeant Hammer is still trying to whittle back some of these players as there's a fight still breaking out below us. And Veklet is going to be a little bit low. Bunker came down from the Blaze. They get the lockdown onto Matt for a couple seconds. They dive over to there. They find the kill onto them. That's going to be the, oh my god, the Chilling Touch coming out from them at level 16 right there. Excuse me, Numbing Blast. Sergeant Hammer ends up getting picked off, and now Boss is currently on core. Goku very low, but Web Weaver still very healthy, is going to be stepping up as well. Huge Primal Grass coming out from the Kerrigan as they actually dive on with the ETC. Moshpit going to be coming out, connecting onto quite a few members. Kerrigan going to be going down. Sergeant Hammer going to be trying to force them back. Core shielding is starting to fall. Sergeant Hammer is just currently getting so much splash damage on these players. Respawn from the Leoric will be getting a huge strike through, and now they're just trying to dump damage onto this core and get as much out as possible. Goku ends up using the Ice Block. They actually, I think they might have canceled that early, but still, they get 57% off this core. Web Weavers in the other lanes were still pushing up, so mid lane, oh, it's going to be very close here, but I think they'll be able to save their keep with some 820 health. Bottom lane was still fairly healthy. Leoric coming down here. There's a big wave, so it's going to get some decent damage here, but it's not going to be, I think it's going to still be above half its health on this keep. I might actually have to eat my words here, as this is a very strong wave. It's going to be around half health. Regardless, that's a very good push coming out from the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, but you can't count out the members of Necrofin Mrgles because of the fact that they just got 5 kills and they brought themselves back a little bit further into this game. Let's actually cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. We've looked at talents, we've looked at some of the questing stuff for a long time. We'll go ahead and pull that away for like 20 or so seconds. Let's look at these other numbers because we haven't had a chance just yet. Whew. Ragdoll physics, yeah. Clumsy, how you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. I thought it was the left to right thing today I learned. Oh, for the little symbols. There's also color signs. Yeah, so like when they have enough for a turn in, this whole thing illuminates down here. Like if you have 35 in, but you have enough in the pockets, it'll do that calculation. Because in the past, you actually had to mentally calculate. There was no signifier of whether or not your team had enough gems. it would just, you'd have to sit there and mental mass. So now you just saw that little bit of glow over here in comparison to the blue. That kind of pulsating red means, hey, you have enough for a turn in. Before, that wasn't a thing. That was not a factor. This was actually added in when they, I believe it was added in at the same time when they added in like an Infernal Shrines or Cursed Hollow, where they actually put the actual, you know, next Punisher is going to be in this lane, or next Curse is going to be in this lane, or the Battlefield of Eternity, the setup for the Immortal phase, that's going to be, you know, that's way ahead of time. So I believe when they added those in, they added in this mechanic that kind of does that math for you, so you don't have to sit there as a team and be like, we have turn in? Do we have turn in? Are we one shy? Because that was always the issue for me, and I wasn't even casting then, so I had no excuse as to why I didn't do the math correctly. Either way, it's going to be 20 talents here just around in the corner in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx as they dive in and find a kill onto Sergeant Hammer right there. They're going to deny a turn in, Primal Grasp onto Fenris. That's going to be Ariel. She can resurrect herself. Now, that is a factor to consider, and we're going to have to keep an eye on her on the bottom left because she might try and make a cheeky play, but that's going to be ETC going down. They're going to find a Gul'dan as well, 4 for none, and they are going to be looking to actually rotate past the keep right now and go straight to core. Mid lane keep is still up and available. They're going to drop the bunker. Quite a few members could actually jump in here and get a lot of damage in, but it looks like they're going to be going straight for this core as Matt is going to do their best for the damage mitigation, but I don't think they're going to be able to mitigate enough, and that looks like it will be game number 1 going over to the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. They get the Leoric kill to buff out the KDA, and they end game number 1 on a strong note. GG, well played. Hammer messed up right at the end. Hammer exploded. She did. Special Kid Miles, what's going on, bud? I missed when Infernal Shrines didn't tell you the next objective was going to be, and it was literally 30 seconds before it spawned. That's how Cursed Hollow used to be. I was talking about that earlier, Ektar. In the past, you would have to, I always mention this in a lot of Cursed Hollow games, because it's just, in my opinion, a fun fact. Being able to, you used to have to predict it. So obviously the first one on Cursed Hollow was either top, middle, bottom, middle. And then from there, you'd have to, it came in waves of 3. So it'd reset on the 4th one, and you could predict it. So if it was top, middle, and then it was bottom, right, it would always be top, left. Or, you know, you could figure it out based on the first 2, and then you could position ahead of time for that 3rd one. So there used to be a big strategy, especially on Cursed Hollow, and that actually made that map so much more difficult. Now that they signify it, it's like, well, there's still factors around that, but it makes it a little bit easier for some of the teams. She was Alt F4. Damn. All right, let's get a message out to the teams and see what they want to do. First pick or map pick. Show talents as well. I hope you're all enjoying the stream. Thanks for supporting, and Clumsy, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that, bud. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Okay, we have that answer. Oh my god, Stark! Holy crap, Stark! Hello. Seriously, thank you. Hello. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Shadowblade, Nate Boss, Shivs, Mr. Sojiro, Iskamon, or Iskaminion, I can't say your name right. Big Bad Eric, Yanners, Rubus, Einstein, and Miss Windup-Bird. Enjoy your gifted subs from Stark. Seriously, thank you so much, Stark. Seriously, thank you so much. Honk, 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 honk. All right, hold on. We got buttons for this. Thank you seriously so much, Stark, for the 10 gifted subs. Dear Lord, I didn't even make the lobby. Hold on. I can't even. All right. This. You. Thank you seriously so much. I need to update stuff. This was won by them. This was one picked by them. That's gonna be that one. That's there. Oh my God, Carpe Felis! Hello. Are we serious?
Hello.
Bye, Stark. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being an amazing human. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello.
I need to invite people to the lobby. I'm forgetting to do things.
Hello.
You beautiful. I'm not even putting myself in the right spot. Did I even update the
Hello.
scores? God. Dear. No, I didn't. Thank you seriously so much. Ferret, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription, but right after that, Carpe Phyllis, thank you for gifting a sub to Nomlet, Vezopub, to Justarius the Red, I think, Seraph, Race, Imtino, Mr. Jamdango, Baron Kyle, not Paradox, oh, not Paradox, good to see you, bud, the Big Bad Bear, and Pirate. Thank you seriously so much, Carpe Phyllis.
Hello.
I think we're gonna get this gifted sub animation for a while, just a bit.
Hello.
Someone pick some more. Okay, thanks. Okay. Did I put everyone on the right side? I can't even focus. Seriously, thank you so much, everyone.
Hello.
You broke Baja a little bit. I can't. I love you all so much. I don't deserve this. Thank you seriously so much, though. Thank you. I don't even have words. This is the content, this is the quality Twitch content I'm subbed for, is just me not sure how to talk. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna keep saying that. That was my exact reaction, huh? Not Paradox? Nah. Oh god, Alright. Seriously, thank you so much. Everyone says they're ready. Let me make sure that I actually have the lobby set up and I was paying attention to that. Alright, that's all good. I'm gonna push the button. We're gonna go ahead and get into game number 2. So did Kaleo miss this? Kaleo might have gone to bed. Or he might be working on his video, but we currently have a game. Let's go ahead and get on into that draft. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series, where we currently have a giant gift sub bomb from Carpet Phil still coming through. Shout out to Stark as well for the 10 gifted subs from Stark, the 11 gifted subs from Carpe Phyllis, and let's not forget the 5 gifted subs from Jinxie Cat earlier in stream. Seriously, thank you all so much for supporting the stream. Thank you for helping us get more and more bark boxes. Thank you for just being amazing people, and thanks for being the best community on Earth. I love you all so much. Let's go ahead and find out how we got ourselves into, well, Skya found you for game number 2. On the left-hand side, we have the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx winning the coin flip, opting for map pick priority for game number 1. Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout were banned out by them. Towers of Doom and Alterac Pass were banned out by the members of Necrofin Mrgles. First map was chosen by the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, and that'll be Tomb of the Spider Queen. They won that map. I'm literally forgetting how to cast right now. You legit, how are you all so nice? Phoenix Rising Onyx, or excuse me, Necrofin Mrgles lost the first map, so they opted for first pick priority as the losing team. That means map pick priority went over to the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. So let's go ahead and get on back into our draft, as we've missed quite a bit of that. But also, Shadowblade, during all of that, thank you for the follow. I don't want to mitigate the fact that you followed as well. So thank you so much for supporting the channel and following. I'm glad you enjoy the content that you see. Joanna and Kalephos to be banned on the left-hand side, Lunara and Deathwing on the right. Looks like they're not too afraid of the Ariel on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, as they're going to go ahead and grab a Chromie Blaze at the beginning. Sorry, I spilled water on my desk. I'm trying to make sure I'm not putting my arm in it. Ariel, etc, Kel'Thuzad coming out from the members of Necrofin Mrgles. This community can only be as great as a streamer, so you're great too. Deus, thank you. Seriously, Deus, that's the nicest thing someone said to me in a long time. Baja deserves more than this, and by Baja I mean Bandit. Bandit deserves everything. I don't deserve any of it. That's why all of this goes to Bandit. But I seriously, like, I don't have words for the support that you guys have given stream. Like, it's wild. I'm sorry that I can't focus on draft, but it's so wild that you would all do that for me. I appreciate you all so much, seriously. I'm happy just casting for you all, but if you supporting stream like this, it really like it means the absolute world to me. And it makes me want to be better and push myself further as a caster. So thank you, and thank you. Just thank you. That's it. All right, let's get into the game here, and I'll do my best to refocus up. We have Stukov Bandit on the right-hand side with a Leorc Band on the left. Looks like they're going to respect the Leorc from the last game. Was a bit of a nuisance for them as they pick up a Chromie, Blaze, Anduin, and Tyrael. So going to be going for some zone control, as well as they're going to be trying to dump in that damage from a distance. They also do have Chastise with a follow-up from Blaze with the Jet Propulsion. Chromie can really capitalize on top of a lot of that. On the opposing side, you have Ariel, ETC, Kael'Thuzad. ETC with a Power Strike can set up a lot for a Kael'Thuzad. A Detainment Strike into a wall can also be the same thing for them, so I think it's going to hinge a lot on the Kael'Thuzad thus far, but they still need a solo lane to go up against that Blaze. Leorc was the initial pickup, but we might see, actually I was going to say we might see something like a Malthael. Looks like we have a Tychus for the overall sustained battle during the control point phase to get some of that damage out, but a Sylvanas will be picked up immediately here for the push potential, as well as the factor of her Mercenary Queen at level 4 to be able to buff out the turrets, as well as the camps by 60%. Very notable on that one, but outside of that as well is the black arrows that she can proc every 30 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, her trait. And if you are attacking towers or using abilities on towers or structures, it will lock them down so long as you are attacking or putting ability damage onto them. So that allows the Triglav Protector to push almost unfazed. Now the Triglav Protector does have a timer on it, so it's not like they can just push indefinitely. It will go down either to the damage that it takes or to the when the timer runs out. But overall, I gotta say, both these teams drafted some really fun stuff, and I, honest to God, I don't know who I give it over to. It's going to hinge on a lot of things. Like if Chromie constantly is uninterrupted and able to dump sand from the distance, this is going to be an easier game for them. But this Kael'Thuzad with a 75% spell power increase really can be a fighting force. And then Ariel with Resurrect. Now we didn't see much value in game 1, but this might be where they start to bring it back quite a bit. Baha deserves to be the next top caster. I hope that one day my skill set will reflect that. Seriously, Baha does great casting, great person. Thank you seriously so much. I really appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx up 1 in our third and final best of 3 of the evening. We have the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. There we go. I'm talking in circles. Sailor Twift is going to be on the Anduin. We have Krenavast going to be on the Blaze. Chernobyl on the Tyrael. Kumar is going to be on the Sylvanas, and Goku going to be on the Chromie. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Necrofin Mrgles trying to take us to a game 3. Nellis is going to be on to the ETC. We have Thrall being played by Matt. We've got Shogun on the Tychus. Invek is going to be on that Kael'Thuzad, and Fenris will be on the Ariel once again. Let's go ahead and see what our level 1 talents look like, as well as go ahead and see what our initial mid lane engagement looks like here as well. Currently going to be having the Thrall in top lane. Tychus goes into bottom. Interesting. Tychus not typically run, but I wonder if they're running like a 1-3-1, they're just not going to do rotations. ETC does need regeneration globes, so rotations would be beneficial for the ETC, but right now it seems like they're going to be holding this out in mid. The big thing on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx is going to be trying to deny the stacks to the Kael'Thuzad. Because one, you get the Glacial Spike at 15 stacks, and then at the 30 stacks, you get the 75% spell power increase. So trying to deny these Master of the Cold Dark stacks are really impactful. Glacial Spike is a good tool just because you no longer need to try and group. You still, I mean, you get more benefit from grouping 2 enemy heroes with a chains rather than a chain to Glacial Spike, is because you're getting one more stack on the Master of the Cold Dark. But if you're able to then Glacial Spike them or chain them to that spike and then get a combo by chance, that's a really good way for you to really start to blow up into the enemy team as well. Right now, it's going to be 2 up on both sides when it comes to levels. We're currently just looking at... Actually, Chromie did go into Adhoral Anomaly at level 3 as well. So this is increased time traps, but you're also increasing the cooldown of it. So this a lot like Adhoral Anomaly on a map like this is really strong because of how much you can... how many time traps you can have out. But the unfortunate factor with that is going to be if you trigger one with your trait, so obviously you can place them and you can trigger them, you'll trigger all 3. So that's why we often see some of the teams going into, there's one that's a speed boost for a friendly member that gets trapped, and a speed debuff, I guess is the best way to say it, for an enemy member trapped. On the and then the third talent for them is the it's the armor buff for friendly members and armor reduction for enemy members. So this one is more or less, this is just, it allows more zone control, and you're able to catch maybe a couple more members, because the way that they're playing this right now shows me that they're trying to utilize these time traps when people step forward and then trap as many people, and then try and, you know, have the jet propulsion from the blaze, maybe Tyrael dives in, Chastise could follow that, and then Chromie's trying to dump in the Sandblast as well as the Dragon Breaths on top of all of that. Either way, though, first objective will be opening up. Currently having Blaze getting forced back in this bottom lane, as it's going to be 5 up on both sides. Thread Salt, thank you for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game. I appreciate you support the stream, and I'm glad you're enjoying this. Also, for everyone that did get a gifted sub or just recently subbed, the standard thing I gotta say, enjoy your Asmopogs, your Baja Rages, your Finger Guns, your Oh My Gods, and your Gilded Beard in chat. Seriously, once again, Carpiophila Stark and Jinxie Cat, thank you for all the gifted subs this evening. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone resubbing, following, hanging out, giving bits, whatever, being here and being amazing. I really appreciate it. But we have Chromie trying to bait the Thrall in this top lane. Gonna be doing a good job of that, but unfortunately not gonna be enough. They do have, they end up spinning up the Windhammer, and they're gonna be able to increase that distance. Tychus did go for the in the rhythm at level 4, so they're going to be getting as many of the dings, if you will. So if you're a J-House subscriber, or I think even Fan has one too, pull all your dings in chat as they try. That's actually a chain going out to a couple members, but only 3 stacks on the Master of the Cold Dark currently. Tychus going to be rotating back towards mid lane, going to be looking to just regroup with the friendly team. They do have 7 talent tier advantage over the opposing side, and they're not really soaking up for that. Actually, Sylvanas is going to be trying to do that in bottom lane. They do manage to hit 7 talent tier themselves. Curious to see, she did go into Barb's shot. And that makes sense with the Might of the Banshee Queen as well, because they're gonna be just playing into the something quiver. I'm blanking on it right now. Withering Fire, not quiver. It's the Withering Fire. I try to know every single ability name. We're slowly getting there. At least we know all the heroics. That's the big one. 7 to 8 in levels. They're not too far behind on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, but I feel like they're giving over a little bit here. As DTC Power slides through, that's going to be chains going out to a couple members. There's a biotic emitter going to be used by the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx as a Tainment Strike connects into the wall. That's not going to be a stack because they did not go into repeated defense at level 4, so they're not going to be looking for that increased range or damage increase overall as well. Chromie sitting at 14 out of the 30 stacks on, 40 stacks on the once again the first time to get the extra Echo, so they can get an extra Sandblast. Instead of being 1 Echo Sandblast, it will be 2 plus the one that she cast. There's going to be the wow, that was a really good time trap coming out, or not, temporal loop coming out. I brag about knowing all the heroic talents, and then of course I mess it up, but temporal loop was used right there on Thrall, and that was a really great follow-up from Blaze, because I don't know if they actually would have gotten the kill. Chromie gonna dump in with the Dragon's Breath a little bit as they're leaving the lane. This will be charge going over to the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx as Goku's looking to Hearth back. Might be another bait as they were doing in top lane, but still gonna continue to poke out here. Chromie did have changes a long time ago where her Sandblast no longer pierced through minion structures. It used to only be that it would hit heroes, but now they've changed that up. So if you're wondering why the Sandblast might be hitting the minions or you know, being blocked by towers or anything like that, the reason is because it was changed. But Jet Propulsion from the Blaze, a lot of these members are low, and Thrall's banking off the fact of that because they're able to get this Chain Lightning to quite a few. They also did have the Echo, the elements finished at level 1, so they have the extra Chain Lightning, but they are capitalizing on this right now as they have found themselves 2 kills, and this looks like it will be Triglav Protector #1 going over to the side of Necrofin Mrgles as Chromie is actually going to get chased off, but the Nexus forces will answer back to Tychus, getting the kill right there.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
So I was looking at Norin's comment and I was still giggling in my head. I can't wait for Red Eye to do America's Got Casters, right? We'll do that. I'm gonna stop making bad jokes. No, I was just like, I said the joke and I was like, that's not good at all. That's not good at all. But it would be cool. That would be cool if there was a competition show about casting. Either way, Triglav Protector is going to be getting as much value as you pretty much expect from it in the beginning here. It's going to be the gate in mid lane going to get cleared out. They rotate into top and actually get the entire front gate plus the well. We always mention this because it's always a major factor. Removing the well on top lane allows them to have more lane sustain on the opposing side. So what I mean by that is they have their own well on the side of Necrofin Mrgles, and the opposing side does not. So that means that during this control point B, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Phoenix Rising Onyx to be able to sustain on this point, because if they need to back off and get mana or, you know, tap well in general, the closest one is going to either be in by their keep, or they're going to have to rotate into mid lane. So that's a bit of a difficult part. They do have the Bodic emitter, though, to at least provide themselves some good healing right there, as 10 to 11 will be set up, and this is going to be 10 talent tier, or excuse me, heroics up and available for both sides. And with that, let's actually cycle through some of the numbers. Tyke is actually immediately going to get picked off here. ETC does have the temporal loop onto them. Tyke actually does get... Oh my god, that was a mosh pit interruption, was it? Because it's on an 8-second cooldown. I saw ETC going for the setup for it, but that's going to be the Holy Word Salvation coming out from the end, and will be interrupted right there. Shogunmisa is going to be trying to just dump in the damage on this Tychus. Will be able to make it out, but Kernavas getting very low. Now, Matt is very far from the friendly team. Looks like we have a bit of a split fight right now, as that will be the Thrall going down. A couple members able to rotate into bottom lane. No resurrect for the next 54 seconds. ETC mosh pit reset right there, but that was a really good invade coming out from the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Quick quiz. What is the spinny shooty ult? That is going to be the, it's Vala's. And it's not Rain of Destruction. Strafe. There we go. Strafe. Spinny shooty shot is Strafe. APB, thank you for the quiz. Thanks for keeping me on my toes. I still think one of the best ones that I've also heard as well is Giggle Beam from Stark for Whitemane. I think that's so good for Clemency, I believe is the actual talent itself. But, I love Giggle Beam so much because Whitemane laughs when she heals, or no. She laughs when she does the same thing to the enemy members too, which is the Inquisition, right? No, God. See, Whitemane talents I don't know as well because I never get to cast her. She was like hot for like a month and then like no one touched her forever. Shogunmisa stepping way far on that lane. Won't be going down, but very, very low. It's that fight got disorganized so quickly. Oh yeah, it was so split. Giggle Beam? Yeah, no, Giggle Beam's good.
I'm getting
Control point B is going to be opening up in the top lane. Credit to Stark for that one. I can't take credit for that. Stark is the one that thought of that one. Spinny shooty shot is something that I was saying that I couldn't remember strafe one night, and I was like, chat, you're not allowed to help me. So I was like sitting there, and it was like middle of the fight. And I was like, spinny shooty shot. I'm done. I can't think of anything. Clemency is baseline now. Correct. Yes. Giggle Whip. Oh god, I'm missing stuff on stream. Anduin going to be going down right there as they actually drop the fortification camp as well, just to make sure they don't get that stolen over. Going to be having 22 seconds onto them. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Shogun is going to be rotating up with the friendly team. It's going to be the jet propulsion from Blaze to make the disengage happen, and they're going to be able to then have the Thrall go into top lane. ETC did finish out on the proc rocket level 1, as you just saw right there. Tychus at 99 stacks on the In the Rhythm, so that's going to be 2.97 seconds, so roughly 3 seconds of duration increase, but oh, they're going to be able to find the invade onto this camp once again. Tyrael going to be throwing the Eldruin's Might in. They do have the Holy Ground as well, so they're going to be having the Jet Propulsion. Blaze just zoning back right now. Shogun going to be trying to step up here. That's going to be Shadow Fissure coming out from the Temporal Loop, but there's going to be another Shadow Fissure, and they end up getting this here, and the Shadow Fissures are coming out one after the other. That's going to be Bunker from the Blaze. They're not able to get out right there. Blaze is able to maybe make it out. No, they got picked off. I thought I saw someone, but I saw Sylvanas going down right there instead of the Blaze, but I must have I completely missed that. Saw that. Either way, El'Thuzad sitting on the point. Inquisition's the W. Thank you. That's what I thought. I was like, Inquisition sounds wrong, but I feel like it's right, and I just wasn't sure about myself. Giggle Whip sounds like fairy type Pokemon. Giggle Whip is I mean, if anything, it'd be like Detainment Strike, but I think it's too close together. I think I'll just call it the No You Don't Whip. We currently have No You Don't. This is going to be a lot of damage coming in. Huge Leap of Faith. That's going to be the centering from the Thrall. That's also going to be the Holy Word Salvation coming out from the Anduin. There's a Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. That's going to be Tychus going down. They should have the Resurrection up. They're going to channel that onto Tychus. Now, they do see this is happening. Chromie just throws the sand on top of them. They did finish once again the first time. That's why you're seeing the 2 echoes right there. So you have the increased... also, the reason they're flashing is because of their skin. That's from the Cyberpunk event, which was right before the heist event. And then we have the current event that we have right now. the laugh is different with Inquisition. She sounds way more yeah. That was the reason I was just like, wait a minute, which one would it be? Would it be Inquisition or Clemency? Because she laughs differently. Like it's she laughs more like maniacal when it's the Inquisition, and when it's Clemency, it's just kind of like huh. So I guess Clemency is Giggle Beam because she more like sorry. I'm enjoying this so much. 16 talent here will be here in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx, and they have a little bit to go, not too much on their 16 talent on the opposing side. All the time traps from that horrible anomaly are out, and that's the reason you saw. This is what I was talking about earlier, just being able to capitalize on this so much more as Nullis is trying to get out of here. The Tamen Strike to say no, you don't, and that's going to be also the Draken Laser Drill. Unfortunately, they find the Tychus kill and they grab themselves the second Trickle Up Protector of the game. So this will be first one for Phoenix Rising Onyx, but second one as it came from Control Point B. Now the question I have is how they're going to be playing this. Do they go for the fort and step up further, or is this just going to be fort to mid lane to bottom lane or something? We'll have to see as this does progress, but that's going to be a Chastise coming out. This is what I was talking about with Kumara over on the left-hand side. They're using the black arrows to be able to lock this down further, and now they're going to be going for top lane keep. This is not insanely risky, but it's a little bit because of the fact that if you were to rotate into mid lane, you'd probably confirm a fort down there, maybe even the front gate for bottom lane. This one will give you consistent catapult pressure through the top lane, but your disengage distance is very, very far on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. This is a little bit risky, also because of the fact that there's a lot of members up here for the defense. Looks like these couple chains are connecting. Bunker comes down from the Blaze to get a little extra defense right now, but that's Chromie and Tyrael inside of this. They back off right to the front gate. I think they threw the Druin's Might down, but that's going to be a temporal loop onto one. So many members are getting so very low, as Inveclet is getting as low as well, but they're going to turn around and try and throw in some extra damage. Holy Word Salvation was used as well, and this is the Jet Propulsion from Blaze to confirm the kill onto the ETC. They find Tychus as well as the kill to Zod, and now they're going to chase further into this top lane as it looks like this is going to be Sylvanas locking down the tower with the black arrows, and they're going to step further forward. Chastise connected onto them, but Matt's able to get towards that mid lane, and this will be top lane keep going down. But with 28 seconds on average for this team, are they going to try and end here? I don't think I rarely ever see Control Point B Trickle Up Protectors ending games. The Ariel does have Resurrect, so she could try and sneak around and maybe get a Resurrect onto somebody, but the core is now falling rapidly, so they're going to actually do that. I think she's... No, she's not going to be able to. I think they're just going to wait for the full death timers, but these death timers are going to be way too long as Jet Propulsion coming out from the Blaze. They're trying to zone some of these members back. That's going to be the Tamen Strike to throw them away as well, but they end up taking the game, and that will be game number 2 going over to the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx in 2-0 fashion. GG, well played.